Well, dangerous synthetic drugs on the rise have been outlawed.
Drug testing clinics are now playing catch up, and they showed our Sophia Beausoleil a new test that can test newer drugs like K2 and bath salts. And Sophia, these are tests that potential bosses could screen for their workers, and even parents are turning to it.
Even parents concerned that their kids might be using this. So let me show you. I'm holding it right here. These are the drug tests. So they detect K2, spice, and bath salts. And employees or your child will give a sample. It's sent off to a lab, and then you get the results in about a week. So the synthetic drugs are marketed as herbal incense or bath salts and are supposed to mimic the effects of marijuana or other drugs. Now, these man-made compounds are stronger and deadly. It can cause paranoia, anxiety, violence, and high blood pressure. You don't know what's in that fake pot. So that's why last year the federal government placed a ban on bath salts, synthetic marijuana, and chemical compounds that these drugs are made from. So the Texas Med Clinic in North Austin is joining the force to fight the war on these drugs, and they're offering testing for employees and your children.
And I think because there is a lot more testing out there, those who use and abuse and who make these drugs are constantly trying to come up with new ways to avoid being caught in drug tests and find ways to continue to use drugs and not be caught.
And just like she said, although they test for a standard chemical found in these synthetic drugs, sometimes it's hard to detect because the manufacturers are constantly changing it to try to find a loophole in the law. They're changing the name so that they get back on the shelves. And just because it's illegal doesn't mean that people aren't getting their hands on it. So they're resulting in these drugs, the drug tests, and constantly having to update it because it can seep through the cracks.
Certainly.
So scary. All right, Sophia, thank you for that. 2 years ago, as we talk a little bit about this more, Governor Rick Perry signed a bill making it a misdemeanor if you're caught with K2, and federal agents have been busy tracking down distributors. Like 4 weeks ago, they held massive drug raids across the country, including parts of here, Central Texas, in Austin. They raided 18 locations, 9 homes, 9 businesses, 17 people were arrested, and $500,000 seized, along with 1.5 tons of K2.
Ahead.